For years, fans have been asking the same question. Where is Sharon Cuneta now, and what has she really been up to lately? The megastar has lived nearly her entire life in front of cameras, yet in the last few years, her online presence has become more unpredictable. Her public appearances less frequent, and her updates far more mysterious. This sudden shift has sparked endless curiosity. Some people think she's preparing for a major comeback, while others believe she's dealing with deeper personal battles away from the spotlight. What makes this moment even more intriguing is how much has changed around her. From health challenges to surprising transformations, from stepping away from social media to quietly rebuilding parts of her life, Sharon seems to be entering a completely different chapter, one that even longtime fans didn't see coming. And today, we're breaking down every major update, the struggles, the shifts, the wins, and the unexpected twists that reveal where the megastar truly stands right now. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our new uploads. We share stories like this all the time, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. But to understand why Sharon Cuneta's current chapter is so fascinating, we need to step back for a moment. Because her story isn't just long, it's iconic. Sharon didn't just become famous. She became the benchmark of Filipino stardom. From the time she burst onto the scene as a teenager with Mr. DJ, she instantly captured the country's attention. And from there, it was a steady climb into becoming one of the most influential figures in entertainment history. Her movies defined entire eras, from heart-tugging romances to unforgettable drama roles that pushed her into award-winning territory. Her concerts filled stadiums, her music shaped generations, and her television presence became a staple in Filipino households, making her one of the few stars whose career successfully transcended every corner of showbiz.
I'm so surprised nga that a lot of people still don't know that I'm a Sharonian.
No,
but
I don't say that.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know we've been friends for a while.
I know.
Yeah.
Sharon wasn't just popular. She built a relationship with the audience. People grew up with her, watched her transition through different phases of life, and felt like they knew her personally. That's why every update about her still matters today. When she speaks, people listen. When she disappears, people worry. And when she returns, she always brings something that gets everyone talking again. But that wasn't the whole story. And what happened next would reveal a side of Sharon that many people weren't prepared for.
How are you? How's your
I'm
health?
okay. I just recovered. I missed the taping of Your Face Sounds Familiar because I was, I started chilling. I think kasi
You know
whenever...
that people are worried, huh? Some people are worried.
And this is where things took a turn that nobody expected. After decades of powering through grueling schedules, emotional pressures, and the non-stop demands of stardom, Sharon finally hit a point where her body forced her to slow down. What fans first noticed as simple fatigue eventually revealed a much heavier truth. She was dealing with serious health issues that could no longer be pushed aside. Sharon later opened up about being diagnosed with osteoarthritis in her hip, a condition that left her struggling with mobility and intense lingering pain. She described flare-ups where even simple movements became a challenge, paired with long-standing back problems like lumbar lordosis and a pinched nerve. For someone who had always shown strength, discipline, and endurance, this was a moment of vulnerability she had never revealed so openly before. But the physical pain wasn't the only battle. There were days when she felt dizzy, nauseated, and bedridden without a clear explanation. Fans grew concerned as she admitted she was praying through every day, trying various treatments from physical therapy to acupuncture just to regain a sense of normalcy. Yet, despite everything, Sharon still tried to stay connected to her fans. She kept updating when she could, sharing glimpses of her good days and being honest about the bad ones. It showed a level of transparency that made people admire her even more, proving that even icons have fragile moments. But her health battle wasn't the end of the story. In fact, it triggered something unexpected, something that pushed her into one of the most dramatic transformations she had ever undergone. Those health challenges didn't just slow Sharon down. They sparked a complete turning point in her life. And what happened next left fans stunned in the best possible way. Instead of letting her struggles define her, Sharon decided to confront them head-on, beginning a transformation that was as emotional as it was physical. For years, she had spoken openly about her weight journey, how it went up, down, and sometimes felt impossible to control while juggling career pressures, motherhood, and personal battles.
Okay, it's not just about losing weight. Iba kasi yung nag-lose ka ng weight kasi gusto mo magpaganda, makasuot ng magandang damit.
But recently, something shifted. With her health on the line and her mobility affected, Sharon made a commitment that wasn't just about appearances. It was about survival, strength, and claiming back her life slowly but surely. She began shedding the weight, not through flashy gimmicks or extreme routines, but through consistent discipline and a stronger focus on her well-being. Fans were shocked when she revealed she had gone back to a size 6 to 8, a milestone she hadn't seen in years. She admitted she was moved to tears seeing herself transform again, not because of vanity, but because it symbolized regaining control. Her appearance changed noticeably. Her face looked slimmer, her posture improved, and the glow she used to have, the one that made audiences fall in love with her decades ago, seemed to be returning piece by piece. This transformation wasn't just physical. It reflected months of internal rebuilding, a quieter mindset, a more intentional lifestyle, a version of Sharon who was choosing herself again. And the changes didn't stop there. Because once her health and mindset began shifting, another major decision followed. One that completely changed how fans interacted with her.
So your idea of forgiveness and
It's
forgiving,
letting go.
and it's been like that.
It's been like that.
It hasn't
No, before,
changed.
syempre, when you're younger, you're like, oh my God,
As her transformation continued, Sharon took another step that surprised many. One that didn't involve her body, but her peace of mind. After spending years in the chaotic cycle of public attention, online noise, and nonstop scrutiny, she decided it was time to unplug. And this wasn't just a short break. Sharon announced a full social media detox, stepping away from the daily pressure of posting, responding, and constantly being visible to millions of followers. For someone who had always shared pieces of her life online, from emotional reflections to family moments, this sudden retreat spoke volumes. It wasn't about distancing herself from fans, it was about reclaiming her mental space. Sharon admitted she needed time to reset, breathe, and simply exist without the weight of public judgment. In a time when most celebrities fight for relevance through constant content, she did the opposite. She chose silence.
that you truly were not aware of the fact that you were left behind, or that speaks a lot about how secure.
Her break from social media also aligned with her new mindset. She was focusing more on her health, her family, and the parts of her life that didn't need validation from the outside world. The new haircut, the health journey, the lifestyle shift, they were all signals of someone intentionally rebuilding. And this detox was part of that bigger picture. Yet, stepping away didn't mean she was disappearing forever. In fact, the silence created even more curiosity. Fans began wondering if she was preparing for something major behind the scenes. They speculated whether this reset was leading toward a reinvention, a comeback, or an entirely new chapter. What happened next would rewrite the assumptions about her quiet phase and prove that the megastar still had plans that nobody saw coming. After months of staying offline, focusing on her health, and distancing herself from the pressures of public life, Sharon revealed that she was preparing to return to television. Her decision stunned fans because it contradicted everything people assumed about her slowing down. Many thought her health and personal struggles meant she was retiring, or at least stepping away indefinitely. Instead, Sharon made it clear that while she was embracing a calmer lifestyle, she wasn't done sharing her craft. She still had stories to tell, roles she wanted to explore, and projects she believed in deeply.
78, baka nga 90 na eh. I mean, kasi pag nagwe-weigh ako, isa pa yan. Parang nadi-discourage ako pag nag-gain ako ng 1 pound, 2 pounds.
Reports suggested that this return to TV wasn't just a simple hosting gig. It was a new project that blended her experience, her emotional depth, and her iconic presence. What made it even more intriguing was how selective she had become. In earlier years, Sharon took on multiple commitments at once. Now, she was choosing only what aligned with her values, her health, and her new priorities. This wasn't a comeback driven by pressure. It was driven by purpose. Her fans responded exactly as expected, with excitement, relief, and overwhelming support. The megastar stepping back into the spotlight felt like a reminder of how deeply her presence shaped Philippine entertainment. It also proved that even after everything she faced, her passion for her craft never truly faded. What came next revealed the emotional core of her journey and why this chapter of her life is so different from any before it. Behind the excitement of her television comeback was something far more meaningful: Sharon's renewed dedication to her family. And this wasn't the usual celebrity family-first statement. This was a realignment of her entire life, shaped by years of emotional highs and lows, complicated relationships, and the deep desire to rebuild what mattered most. Throughout her career, Sharon balanced fame with motherhood, but the last few years exposed how heavy that balancing act truly was. Her relationship with her daughter, KC in particular, had been a sensitive topic that fans followed closely. There were moments of distance, moments of healing, and moments when both were simply trying to grow in their own ways. But in recent interviews, Sharon opened up with a softer tone, speaking about forgiveness, understanding, and focusing on healing rather than dwelling on the past. It was a side of her that felt mature, reflective, and genuinely at peace. Her younger children also became a major priority.
Baby, I can't wait for you. I'm late na. I broke my teeth and I'll just see you later. Okay, okay, Mom. I love you. Napakabait niyan.
With her health scare forcing her to slow down, Sharon realized how much she wanted to be present, not just physically, but emotionally, during these formative years. The simple routines, quiet moments, and regular family bonding became more precious than any project or public appearance. This shift in perspective affected every decision she made: the social media detox, partly to reduce noise around her family; the transformation journey, motivated by wanting to be healthy for the people she loves; the selective comeback, chosen so she could work while still giving her children the stability and presence they needed. Sharon wasn't just entering a new career chapter. She was entering a new life, chapter 1, where fame no longer dictated her pace and family finally took the lead role. And that brings us to the heart of it all. Sharon Cuneta's journey right now isn't about a dramatic comeback or a headline-grabbing twist. It's about rediscovery. After decades of living under the brightest spotlight, she's finally learning to enjoy the softer, quieter parts of life, while still keeping the door open for moments that inspire her. Her health battles, her transformation, her family reconnections, and her shift toward a more peaceful rhythm all point to a woman who isn't stepping away, but stepping into a version of herself that feels more honest and grounded. Sharon's now is a mix of healing, purpose, and careful intention. And if anything, it shows that reinvention doesn't always have to be loud. But her story isn't over. With rumors of new projects, a strengthened mindset, and a deeper sense of clarity, The megastar's next chapter could be one of her most meaningful, yet... If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe so you never miss any of our future uploads. There's a lot more coming your way.